This is a spring fire update for July 1st, 2018. I'm Alex Ansary coming to you from Southwest Colorado. So we're already up to 41,292 acres burned in the spring fire. I want to talk about the arrest briefly. They're calling it arson, but it's also being said that he was burning trash. The question is, was it malicious or was this negligent? But there are already widespread numbers of people calling for his murder, his sexual assault, even getting really detailed with how they want to see him die. So you want to talk about the idea of fires in the hearts of minds and hearts as there's fires in the forest. And this was already going on before the fires, the way people were treating each other. And by the way, look at Portland, Oregon. And the Portland police declared a riot as two different groups traded punches, on two different sides politically, as people are very charged up from the immigration issue. So I'm not going to digress, but people don't talk like this or report like this and say, look at the number of different things happening now. Take a look at the fire. Okay, we'll just stick to fires. Take a look at the fire in California outside of San Francisco. Now, they put the first fire out, which they said was caused by sparks from a truck. Sparks from a truck caused a fire that almost took out a massive subdivision. And they were able to stop it. And then another fire started. So while people are discussing murder and adding gasoline to a fire with their hot comments, we see stories like this at a Weston Pass, where lightning, not a human being, lightning, start a fire that has now gone up to 4,000 acres. And I think that with the changes that we're seeing with the magnetic field, not mankind causing global warming, in my opinion, but with these natural changes that can't be provable, we are in an environmental situation here in Colorado where I think fires, I've been thinking this way for a while, fires can just simply break out. And the question keeps coming up, what do we do during an economic collapse when they can't fuel the planes, when they can't fight the fires, when we have water disruption issues, and there is a potential for them to lose their water in Walsenburg as a result of a fire that is spreading now on multiple fronts. Getting to the main part of this podcast. Several highways have been shut down. So the Weston Pass fire that has burned 4,000 acres has shut down 285. So we have 285 shut down, and we have Highway 160 shut down. More of 160 is shut down than... This is hard to report on. You have a supply issue for people that live in Colorado, including myself. There are other routes where they can get into where we are, but there's a fire, again, on the other side of Colorado, a little bit closer to the border. So the fires aren't so much, they're spreading where they start, but where the fires are starting, if you look at like the ratio or the map of the Colorado wildfires, it's popping up in more areas every single day. There's a new incident. There may be a chance of rain next week, like Thursday or Friday. The temperatures have been a little less in recent days compared to where they were a few days ago. And then you look at the comment section and you see just the vile anger. And then one person was saying that a lot of people should be made homeless as a result of this. People that aren't up to code, right? People like myself, people like others. People should be forced back into homelessness because of what this one guy did. And you're going to hear people say that in the comment sections throughout the state. Make them homeless, kick them off their land. Or others are just sticking to, lynch this guy, strap him to a tree and burn him. Have the tree burn him, sacrifice him. And it's like you see people talk like that on social media and yet pray at the same time. What are they praying to? And I'm not the only one that's seen the images of these fires and has looked at these images and is saying, well, that looks like something demonic. If there's something demonic that seems to be creeping along the mountains, I'm just asking you, does it seem to make sense for a lot of people to go kill, kill, kill? And it's one thing to say, hold them accountable, make them pay for it, da-da-da-da. But no, I'm talking about people taking it to another level. Are you with me? Are you following? because that's what's critical. Our thoughts have power. And it's because of the way people are responding to a number of different crises that I see them so unprepared to deal with the ones tomorrow. I see the witch hunts. This is like a smaller level event that we will survive. We will survive. But is it bringing out the worst in us or the best in us? It depends on who you're talking to. It depends on who you're relating to. I would say from what I've seen, it's bringing out the worst. Not only is it reducing our air quality, it's affecting consciousness. The effect on human consciousness, including myself, the stress, there's a toll that it takes. I also mentioned more than once that I'm looking for places to evacuate to. It was mentioned more than once and was also put in the description down below. For the record, other than, I met a friend recently. He lives up in Denver. He was on this channel. Denver's quite a ways away. Let's just be realistic here. And now my path to Denver would be dramatically cut off. But within like the rest of Colorado or Western Colorado or other people, Grand Junction area, other places, Four Corners, haven't heard from anybody. Haven't heard from anybody. And I would rather, develop friendships in rural Colorado and know people than have to go to a evacuation center. I would like to be more active, reporting on things, including some positive developments that may be taking place. But I'm telling you, this is the kind of something that I posted on Facebook was, quote, "It's been a long road to see how heartless Colorado is. From here, there's little I can do for a soulless group of humans." Also, I've been thinking about, it's been a long time since I've really heard from decent women. It just doesn't happen anymore. And it takes a toll as these disasters expand. So I will come back with more. We have the Weston Pass fire. We have the 416 fire, which is 41,000 acres. We have the water supply disrupted in Walsenburg. We have Highway 160 shut down. We have Highway 285 shut down. Truckers are having to drive extra hours to go around some of these routes if additional fires were to break out at any time in certain areas. At that point, we're going to be dealing with a supply issue. And so I need to get prepared. I've been embarrassed to be this challenged economically. And it's difficult to ask for support, especially when over the years people attack a person viciously when they do it. Well, this is what I do full time. This is what I put my focus on. And this season, and I think Jared's saying $5 here and there, but it's been very difficult to generate support from the audience during the season. And if I was to need to relocate somewhere and drive my vehicle, it's not even really ready for driving beyond 30 miles because of alignment issues, other issues. I have traffic court coming up on the 11th, where a certain amount of money that's been in my account is basically going to go to the state, unfortunately. And it was because of economics to begin with that I wasn't able to maintain the auto insurance. On the most simplest of levels, folks, you can help me continue to report on the things that I'm doing. But lately, the support has been very low, incredibly low. Lower than the rest of the year. And if you're able to support or start supporting coming in as we approach the fall and as we approach the winter where things are going to be colder, and I'm also going to have to be spending additional money on propane. And frankly, it's just a very stressful experience living here for a number of years. I'm grateful to be here, but not knowing anyone for that kind of security blanket, if you will, community in the event of a major disaster. And it causes so much stress. I'm not really sharing with you the level of stress, but it does lead us into this mentality of how long are we going to be alive and how many different things could end our lives immediately. And when someone is continuously in that state without loving people around us, kind women. And it's been years now, so I've known what it was like to have, a real deep connection on a certain level, or where there was a certain level of affection expressed. And it's like when you're living in disaster preparedness mode all the time because the disasters are real. These things are happening. These are like some of the things that I've warned about for years. It takes a toll. When it takes a toll, I don't feel like I can be at my best as a reporter. I can take all the time that I want off the internet. That's not fixing some of the core issues. Is that it's difficult, folks, to do this for basically almost free in total isolation. There isn't like a happy ending to it. There isn't like, a conference call with, with like supporters or things of that nature. It's a very isolating experience. Never be confused about what my experience is sharing with you. Something into a microphone that's put into a computer that's uploaded to YouTube. There's no after party. There's no get-togethers. There's no potlucks. It's almost as if I came here to die.